Stop lying to yourself about your tennis game. The truth is, you probably swing your racket differently than what it feels like, and you probably play against your opponents differently than what it seems during your matches. I know this from personal experience, and it's thanks to a tennis improvement secret that is core to what we do here at Essential Tennis, and that is the use of video. So in this special lesson, I'm going to talk about the top 5 reasons why you should be using video for your own improvement so you can break through to the next level. Reason number 1 why you should be recording your tennis matches is because you don't actually know your swing technique until you see it in objective reality. That means on a video screen. I know this from personal experience. I've always felt a certain way about my forehand ground stroke. It feels smooth and effortless, and it's the shot I can probably hit the hardest and the most aggressively. But when I watch back myself playing points against Kevin or Megan or other people that we've challenged online, I see that I have a lot of improvement that I could make. Even as a 4-5 or 5-0 level player, there's actually a lot of improvement that I could make to that stroke. Something that I probably never would have known without seeing myself on video. Reason number 2 why you should be recording your matches is you probably don't actually know the patterns that you're playing during matches. And that might seem crazy. Maybe you kind of get the whole technique thing, but trust me on the patterns as well. Working with players remotely on their strategy and on their tactics and on their patterns of play, I've discovered for myself and for my students that we don't really have a very good understanding of how we structure points until we see ourselves playing points on video. Like for me, as an example, I played at a much faster tempo than I really realized. I would, in the heat of the moment and during kind of the thick of battle, my energy level would suddenly skyrocket and I would take no time between points. My rhythm was super, super fast. And I had a tendency to beat myself really quickly, which I never really understood until I watched myself and I was like, holy crap, why am I rushing so much? So once you can identify those different patterns, those different targets that don't make sense, you can actually make the conscious decision to work on them and improve them, which can dramatically improve your level of play. Reason number 3 why you should record your matches is you can start to compare yourself to other players in a much more level, objective way. And you've probably heard before that the camera adds 10 pounds. Well, I know from experience that the camera also takes away about 20 miles per hour from your strokes. It feels like you're hitting the ball really hard when you're right there on the court, hitting the ball, playing points. But on video, everything seems slow. All of my footwork seems much slower. My speed feels slower. The way I hit my shots looks slower. And that might sound like a negative at first, but the truth is you need to know the reality. You need to know the truth and not fool yourself about how you're moving or the strength of your shots. And once you see yourself on video, you can compare yourself to other people who are on video as well. You can compare yourself to Roger Federer, which then finally you see. I know from personal experience, when I hit an awesome shot for me, I'm like, yeah, that must be what it's like to play world-class tennis. Like we all kind of have that thought when we hit that huge winner down the line. But when you see it played back, you realize, wow, there's a big difference between what I see on TV and what I see on this screen. Sometimes it can be easy for us to fool ourselves. So when you see yourself on video, you understand how much more room there is for you to improve, and you can also start to pick out exactly what to focus on so that you can make those improvements. The 4th reason why you should be recording your tennis matches is you can start to get valuable and powerful feedback from anybody in the world, not just the players or the coaches on your local courts, but when you start to record yourself and put that footage up, you can even do it privately. It doesn't have to be public, but you can start to share that footage with other people like myself or Kevin or Megan here at Essential Tennis, or all kinds of other incredible coaches on the internet that can give you incredibly valuable feedback targeted to exactly what you need to hear and what you need to work on to break through and reach the next level. When you don't record yourself, you miss out on all that other valuable feedback that you could potentially be receiving from experts all over the entire globe. Don't limit yourself. Get those valuable resources, get that valuable feedback. You can only do it once you start recording yourself. The fifth and final reason why you should be recording your matches and uploading them. I know that's a scary part, and I totally get that. It was intimidating and scary for me too when I first started uploading videos. And part of it is because I'm a professional coach. I help people get better for a living. And so exposing my own weaknesses, my own flaws was an intimidating thing. And I want you to know that I'm right there with you. But you can help make the whole world of tennis a better place by confronting that intimidation and that fear. We're all fearful of what other people will say. And I want to tell you a quote. I don't know where I heard this first, but there's a quote that I like to keep in mind because I get all kinds of negative feedback about my own strokes. And some of it is constructive, some of it is destructive. And I like to remember that hurt people hurt people. There's somebody out there just throwing stones and trying to tear you down. It's not somebody that you should be listening to anyway. But by being brave and uploading yourself playing tennis and saying, hey, I'm a 3-5 player, or I'm a 4-0 or a 4-5 player from Austin, Texas, for example, you can start to help educate the whole rest of the tennis playing world when they go through on their phone and they're looking for cool tennis videos to watch and they see a 3.0 level match from somebody in Massachusetts or from Zimbabwe or wherever. Now we can start to become familiar with, oh, this is the reality of what this level of tennis actually looks like. And so don't be concerned with what other people's opinion is. The more of us that are included in this community online of tennis players who are sharing ourselves and sharing our games and our experiences, the more of us that include in that community, the more of us take part in that community, the less and less and less of a voice those couple of negative people are going to have. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a push, a little bit of inspiration. Hopefully all 5 of these reasons resonate with you. You can help transform your own game and help the whole game of tennis improve by recording yourself. And if you want to, you don't have to, posting it here on YouTube.